Hello and welcome to InGeneral, the Jurassic Outpost podcast, episode 134. My name is Jack, and today I am joined with Samantha. How are you doing, Samantha?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm all right. What else could be said?
Yeah.
I'm also joined with Caleb. How are you doing, buddy?
What's up? I'm doing pretty good.
Good. And I'm also joined with Jaden. How you doing, man?
Hello, I'm alright. Freaking out, but because I'm traveling next week, but it's all good.
Hell yeah. What are you traveling for? Tell us about this.
PAX! Come to PAX. We're doing a Jurassic Outpost meetup. Wowee, how cool. Yeah, we're gonna be interviewing fans. If you want to be on camera, get your thoughts about the new era, the rebirth of this franchise, I guess. We got also cool stickers that you guys can't see at the moment, but it's on Twitter and Instagram at the moment. So yeah, come get limited edition stickers. Come meet other Jurassic fans. There'll be dinosaurs there as well. Wow, cool.
Oh my god.
I'll be posting the map as well. In the next few days as well. I'll put a parasol office next to the room that we'll be at for the Friday, the 11th of October. If any Aussies are in Melbourne listening. So yeah, I think it's at 10 or something like that. It's on Twitter. All the information and times are on Twitter. So,
But it's in Melbourne.
Yes, Melbourne.
Okay, excellent.
You guys are flying out, right?
Yeah, I'll be there.
We'll be there.
I wish, but that sounds great, and it's you've done a wonderful thing bringing together Jurassic fans in Australia. Not saying there hasn't been Australia events, but I mean this does seem to be a rarity for Australian fans. So hopefully a lot of people attend. Hopefully a lot of people can get there, and you're going to be revealing some very rare secret information about Jurassic World Rebirth. Am I right? You've got some insider info.
Yeah, I didn't expect that we're gonna talk about it here, but yeah, if I have permission from Daddy Jack, then yeah, I guess we'll be doing that then. we'll be revealing some Rebirth news. Universal don't come to the meetup.
And the secret news is that it's rated R.
Yeah.
I would be
Can
so
only dream.
happy if it was rated R. That would be it would set such a tone. But speaking of Rebirth wrapped. It's finished filming.
Woo!
How
It's hard to
We
believe.
did it.
it is hard to believe.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Seems like it was really fast.
Yeah.
We-
When did they
we-
start? June?
Have
July?
we ever had a Jurassic movie announced and wrapped in the same calendar year?
Dominion went through. When did Dominion start?
Dominion got delayed.
Yeah,
Dominion
because
got
of
delayed. It
COVID.
started in earlier in the year, right? January, February. It shot.
Started February or ish 2022
Yeah.
Up in the snow, up in like
or 2020. Wait,
2021.
2021 was
I-
it?
Hang on, I have the post saved actually, the first one before COVID and all that on my Instagram.
oh, the one with the chairs.
Yeah.
Am I-
Yeah. June 11th. Oh, it got posted on the 22nd of February 2018. Jurassic World 3 will be released June 11th, 2021. That was the first post about Dominion, and that was from Jurassic World.
Feels like a
Inter-
blur. When did Dominion come
They-
out? 2022.
2022. They started
Yeah.
production 2020, correct? And then they
Yes.
got delayed,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
And then
That's
and then
right.
they finished in
weird.
2021, I would assume, right?
Didn't they start back up again in December?
I
or
think they
something
started
like
back
that?
up in late 2020 or something, but
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe earlier because it was the quote unquote first movie to be shooting during the pandemic, right?
Mm-hmm.
first movie back, yeah.
First movie back. Set the tone.
So Rebirth might be the first one that's been announced and wrapped in the same calendar year. It's fast.
Yeah, the turnaround is wild on this film, but by all accounts, it's going to be on schedule. It's ready to go. Like they've shot
Yeah.
everything the way Gareth works and the way that at least we've heard he works on his previous movies. Seems like it was a very efficient shoot. Seems like they got everything they needed and more. I mean, so there was the wrap party, and they obviously played a sizzle or something there. You saw it at the end, like we saw pictures of the logo, and then I don't know if you noticed in that video that then the media player comes up.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
they played something.
Which
See it.
I remember at the Dominion rap party. Why is her name escaping me? She plays Zia. Daniela Pineda. She posted. She was like, "Dominion rap party. We just saw she said we just saw a trailer or something." So
a trailer. Yeah. What was it that Jonathan Bailey called it? A sizzly, a sizzle.
Yeah, something like
sizzly.
A little sizzle.
Some weird wording.
Yeah, I just can't wait. I think we all assumed when Jonathan Bailey said that a December teaser or trailer must be on the way. I still think that's a realistic timeline, although they might, because of this movie and the fact that it's, a reboot kind of thing, or I don't know if we want to call it a reboot. I mean, that
soft reboot.
Soft reboot, yeah. Who was it that said it was a reboot? Somebody from Universal Studios, right? There was an interview.
It's been in the marketing language this whole time, soft reboot of Jurassic, blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah.
I was gonna say teaser with Wicked in late November, possibly.
Right.
Hopefully,
it makes sense.
That's
yeah,
right. That's Universal's movie. Do they have anything else? I have no idea what Universal are releasing, but don't they have some monsters movies coming out? Maybe early next. Is Nosferatu? Is that Universal?
Jaden and I were talking the other day about why did they choose July 2nd, and
oh yeah,
Universal's June next year is packed. They have a movie every week of June next year. I'm pretty sure.
10-year anniversary of Jurassic World as well.
Jurassic June. And then so first week of July they said we're gonna do Jurassic this week, but
yeah, because what were we speculating, Caleb? We was expecting because the Jurassic World teaser trailer came out 2014 November 23rd.
Yeah, we were talking about how we're coming up on the 10th anniversary of the very first little teaser for Jurassic World, which was released in November of 2014.
November, right?
Okay. November 23rd, 2014 or something like that. So we're we're coming up on 10 years since that happened.
Man.
If I remember correctly, they did a teaser tease. So it was a shot of the gates and the monorail entering.
And Gallimimus running next to the gyrosphere. There's a shot of that.
Yep. Okay. I remember that. Yeah. And then they did the teaser, and then they did the trailer was the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
First big trailer was Super Bowl, yeah. The first shorter. There was a shorter trailer in December, I want to say, that showed the Raptors being let out of the thing and all that stuff. But then a more full trailer was Super Bowl.
So November really does seem like a possibility, just based on previous examples and the fact that they have Wicked. I'm looking on the Universal website now. They have Wicked November 22nd. That's their only 2024 movie left. But interesting. I was right. They have Wolfman coming out in January 17th, which is, I forget his name. I think it's the guy who did.
Oh, it's
Invisible Man.
Lee Whannell.
Yeah. So I don't know. Did he do Invisible Man? I think so.
He did it. Yeah, and he's doing Wolfman too. I think.
And Wolfman looks great. And
Invisible Man was great.
Invisible Man was really great. Yeah, that was spooky as hell, that movie. But I think there's possibilities there. If they want to, if this movie really is rated R, which we can confirm, then I think Wolfman, something like that. They also have Dogman coming out January 31st, which I don't.
And that movie, it's a kids movie, so I digress. But that movie looks goofy as hell. That movie looks goofy as hell.
I thought it was a meme.
Dogman. They also have.
Don't get them mixed up.
Yeah, Dogman and Wolfman.
Yeah.
Don't take your kids to Wolfman.
Yeah.
Or do. I don't
know. They also have Atlantis. A movie called Atlantis. Yeah, which it says May 9th, 2025. As far as I'm aware, Colin Trevorrow's Atlantis moved to Skydance. So I'm assuming it's not that. I have no idea that there was an Atlantis movie coming.
And they could tie the teaser and stuff into Wicked in November, or they could just do it in November. It's just that, what makes me think they might tie it to Wicked is that they tied it to Fast and Furious with Dominion. So
that was in the IMAX, wasn't it? They would show them prologue before the movie. Ooh, okay, that's because the 23rd of November, I think it's on a Saturday. Yeah, it's on a Saturday. So
This, I'm sorry,
yeah.
Jane. Google is telling me that the Atlantis you speak of is a musical coming of age drama. What?
Is it Colin Trevorrow's
What?
musical coming of age drama, or is this somebody else's?
Oh no.
It's directed by Michel Gondry, whoever that is.
Okay. So Universal are doing an Atlantis movie, and they passed on Colin's Atlantis movie. That's
It's not about. Okay, I'm reading about it. It's not about the lost city in the ocean. It is about an apartment complex called the Atlantis Apartments.
That's very disappointing.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at the turn that this took here.
Atlantis. Oh.
Yeah, nobody should go see it. No, I'm kidding. Of course, that could be fun. But then obviously they have Rebirth. July 2nd, 2025. So yeah, if they want to do a trailer, it makes sense November. If they want to do a theatrical trailer, should I say, like in theaters ahead of one of their movies, it makes sense for it to be Wicked, which means end of November we could very well be seeing our first proper glimpse of Rebirth, which is crazy to think about, considering it just wrapped.
Yeah, it also makes sense as well because the Game Awards is in December too. So if the new Frontier game is gonna come out around the same time as the movie, it would make sense if the trailer comes out before the Game Awards and then, link up an announcement together or something like that. That makes sense to me, but every time I've said that makes sense, it never happens. So yeah, don't believe me anymore.
But the timeline of this game has been like all over the place. So
yeah.
For sure. But let's go back to that rap party, because there was something posted about it that I found really interesting. I'm just going through the pictures now. So we also got this came up. Scarlett Johansson's Instagram. She posted a picture of boots, which
oh
could
yeah,
potentially be
she did.
our first look at her costume.
There's
from
also
her
some really
shin
cool art.
down.
There's also some really cool art on Twitter today of her perspective costume.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I say the boots were the first look at costume. Obviously, they weren't. The first look at costume with the image of her in the movie. So I don't know what I'm talking about. But
she posted another picture too, actually, after the boots, right?
I don't know. I do not.
Oh, okay. She
saw
posted
that
a pic
by the wonderful people at Keeping Up with Scarlet. Posted that.
Oh yeah, she posted a picture of a tire tread, presumably in the jungle.
Oh yeah. We're in the jungle, guys.
Yes. Yeah, and it
Where
looked,
Jurassic should be.
It looks like a tire tread from a InGen ATV. So, yeah.
Oh man. We also Jonathan Bailey did. I'm slowly catching up with everything, but Jonathan Bailey did a video for a charity, but from the set of Jurassic World Rebirth, right? And
he was accepted an award or something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and he had. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was in costume, or he could have been.
Yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he was in a jungle, a very, very tropical, wet-looking jungle.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like he was like sweating, like it was
hot.
He did.
Yeah.
They have him in like a long sleeve plaid shirt and that like sweater vest thing, like in a jungle. Like
this isn't Owen Grady. He's not wearing board shorts. He's wearing paleo gear.
I mean, we haven't seen him from the waist down, so he could still be wearing board shorts.
That's very true. So there is a lot. I'm trying to find this picture now. There was a couple of pictures shared. Various crew members and cast members shared photos from the rap party. We had DJ Master Frank spinning decks, which is great.
I like the light, the Rebirth light. I don't know. That's the one thing that's just like been on my eyes the whole time. Because you see it in like all the photos, like at the back, where like it's like showing everything. There's just you see the red Jurassic World Rebirth logo light. I'm like, I want that. Then I can replace this one in my room.
I'm seeing. Oh yes, I see that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, how it ended was the Instagram story, and it showed they clearly. Yeah, they played a sizzle. They had the logo up everywhere. DJ. Oh, you can even see DJ Master Frank DJ MF on the turntables there.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to point out is the cocktail menu. The bar menu for this wrap party had 3 cocktails: land, sea, and air, and that aligns with what we know about the synopsis. Which, has anybody got the synopsis pulled up? Anybody with a much nicer voice than me can read the synopsis.
I can grab it unless Samantha wants to.
I don't have it up.
Okay.
I stutter a lot, so I don't want to read it.
Do it, Caleb.
Thank you all for saying in a roundabout way that I have a nice voice. Let's see. Okay. So check out JurassicOutpost.com. There's some cool articles over there.
Yes.
What was that?
JurassicOutpost.com as well?
That was not me. What was that?
What was that?
No idea.
Who was that? I'm confused.
I thought it was coming in urine.
No, it's not me. Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Let me get you that synopsis. Sorry, that threw me off. We had like house music there for a second. Okay, so a new era is born. Let's see. That's part of the synopsis with the 3 big creatures. 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion, the planet's ecology has proven largely inhospitable to dinosaurs. Those remaining exist in isolated equatorial environments with climates resembling the one in which they once thrived. The 3 most colossal creatures within that tropical biosphere hold the key to a drug that will bring miraculous life-saving benefits to humankind. Excuse me. It says humankind. I was just reading the correct word. Let's see. About those.
What was that? The 3 most colossal.
That was in like a. I'm trying to. Oh, here it is. Oh, I found it. Okay, it's in like it's not in the synopsis. It's in the beginning of like when it's describing the cast. It says, anchored by iconic action superstar Scarlett Johansson, breakthrough talent Jonathan Bailey, and 2-time Oscar winner Mahershala Ali, this action-packed new chapter sees an intrepid team racing to secure DNA samples from the 3 most colossal creatures across land, sea, and air.
Boom. There it is.
Well, there it is.
Well, there it is.
I thought, like, as a marketing advertising person occasionally who has had to like produce, cards and physical things like this for events, like that menu was awesome. They did a really good job with that. Like the land, sea, air thing, that's perfect for the menu. Is awesome.
And I will point out that the amount of beers on that list too, on draft too, on tap, that's what you want to see when you're at an after party.
Hey, that's where the budget, or a big chunk of the budget went,
Yeah, well, that's it.
Just a wrap party.
I like Camden Hells. That's a great lager. Camden Pale Ale is pretty good as well. I like that. Everybody's had a Corona. Everybody knows Corona. I have not had Prava, Czech Republic beer, that looks like. I think I've had a Madrid. I don't know what a salt jute is, but it sounds good.
Blue Moon,
one of my favorite beers. Jubel craft lager cut with peach. That sounds good, but I've no
London. It's from London.
Very nice. And an Aspall, which is nice, and a Guinness, a nice stout on the menu. So there's some great stuff there. If you drink wine, you have not the best choice. But there were also bottled beers, so it looks like beers was the way to go. But excuse the tangent. Back to the cocktails. Land, sea, and air. They sound great. I wonder if the ingredients of those have anything to do, or have any hints. Probably not. Lemon, mint, and lemonade for the air. No.
I don't know. I'm looking at the ingredients, and I don't know. There's no correlation, really.
No, it's cool they did that though. It's really cool that they did that. Everybody in the know is like laughing among themselves. We got no idea. But are we any closer to knowing what those dinosaurs are?
Well, see, I think we can just basically assume that it's the Mosasaurus.
I think you can assume some things. There have been some rumors flying around on Twitter with some folks that are, speculatively possibly accurate. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Mosasaurus, absolutely. Jaden seems.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be a little like Mosasaurus hasn't gotten its screen time that it's deserved, maybe you could argue. But like, also, I think it would be cool if they brought in a different marine reptile this time around.
I'm not opposed to that at all.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
But Mosasaurus makes 100% sense because the audience already knows it. Like, and Manuel Garcia Rulfo's family is apparently going to get attacked by a water creature. So,
I definitely agree. The Mosasaurus has not had its fair share of screen time. Especially in Dominion, it had nothing. It had just that opening scene, which, if I remember correctly, was only in. No, it was in both. But it was extended. It had more shots to it, I think, in the extended cut. Is that right?
It's just in a different order in the extended.
Oh,
yeah.
You could take me on a tangent of that is not the order that those things should be in, but anyway.
Yeah, I think it should be. I mean, it makes sense for it to be the Mosasaurus, but I've definitely heard a couple of rumors that there are multiple marine reptiles, or otherwise known as sea dinos. I've heard, we talked about this, that one of those leaked dinosaur lists had plesiosaur, which is what they believe the Loch Ness monster is, unless I'm wrong, I think, right?
Well, plesiosaur would be awesome, and like that would make sense for the Jurassic franchise. People, like, it's not some obscure marine reptile that people might hear the name and go, what the fuck is that? People, a lot of more people than you might think would probably know what a plesiosaurus was too. So that could be. Here's
a question for you: can a plesiosaurus walk on land?
No.
Okay.
But as opposed to the Mosasaurus, as we saw in Jurassic World, can come up on land and own you.
Oh yeah.
The plesiosaurus has a really long neck and some really jagged, sharp snaggletooth teeth. So like it kind of attacks you in a different way. And if you're listening, I'm waving my arm around like a plesiosaurus neck. But
the only reason I asked that is because I read I remember reading Loch Ness monster sightings from early 1900s, and when they first really became a thing, I think it was the 1800s, there were sightings. But some of the more famous ones were like it crossed the road and then went into the water, but the belief was
I mean, I bet it could do short stuff like that, and like when it's hunting it can do certain things, but like it spends most of its time in the water, I think. But yeah.
The Loch Ness
for stealth.
Yeah, she stays kept in that loch.
She stays in the loch so that she can travel through those interdimensional portals that people think are down there, right?
That's it. Yep. That's why when they scan the lake, there's no evidence of her because she just
just like the Manticore Island with like the secret doors. All signs are pointing that Rebirth is on Manticore Island. That's all I'm gonna say.
When we were first learning about Rebirth, I was wondering if it was going to be sort of a like dinosaur that's been hanging around for a while after all the others went extinct or something. And I don't know that that's what it's going to be anymore. But yeah,
it's interesting. The Mosasaurus, as far as we know, is just still out there in the ocean doing its thing. It wasn't it in Alaska the last time we saw it? Was that the coast of Alaska or something?
Bering Sea, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean it's so close to the last trilogy, if you want to put it that way, this next movie, that it makes so much sense to continue the Mosasaurus journey wherever she may now be, whatever size she now is, because she changes size quite frequently. Do we think that she's had a blue and beta type parthenogenesis, or is that not possible for sea dinosaurs? I don't really
know. It is possible, but like I hope she's reached her full size, and now we're
this gargantuan Mosasaurus.
Listen, she was already. I love the Mosasaurus. Don't drag me, but like she was already like 3 or 4 times way too big than like the real Mosasaurus. So,
right.
Yeah.
But then I guess you could argue that was Doctor Wu's growth.
Oh yeah, it's like you're recreating it. Like there are explanations for it. It's fine, but like, what was I gonna say? The parthenogenesis thing. Baby Mosasaurus would be smart. Toys, kids.
Be real cute.
Yes.
It would be
Mattel
cute.
could just reissue their rubber one and just say it's a baby. Just be like, it's gonna have that one. All right, but what about the air dinosaur? What are we thinking there? What do we think that is?
This is an educated guess, but my guess is Quetzalcoatlus.
That would make sense if we're going like colossal with everything.
Yeah.
Big.
And violent for the R rating, of course. The Quetzalcoatlus
naturally.
It's
gonna rip people apart.
Yeah.
So many. I'm just gonna say this, and we can cut it out if we have to. But so many things we're talking about in this conversation are making me think about the movie I went to a test screening of the other day.
Let's do it. Let's talk about it. You can't. Oh no. Land dinosaur. Which one? What do we think? Spinosaurus? Got to be, right?
Yeah, so it can be as violent as possible for the R rating.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Apparently people are saying a titanosaur, which is a quadruped, long neck, big guy. But I don't know. Spinosaurus makes sense too because it's land technically.
I thought the Dreadnoughtus would make the most sense, but
Dreadnoughtus is a titanosaur. What was I gonna say? I feel like Spinosaurus is gonna be the element of the plot that like just comes in to cause chaos, like just like it does in JP3. It's just pissed off and causing chaos the entire time.
So you're telling me it's gonna be a great movie? That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah, bring back the Spino. That's a guaranteed success. But I do think it's one of those things. Same with the Dilophosaurus. Everybody wanted to see its return, and after so long from JP3, people do really want to see the Spinosaurus return. The issue we have is the Spinosaurus now officially. What they know of the Spinosaurus looks absolutely nothing like the one in Jurassic Park 3. So it's whether or not they will go scientifically accurate, or if they somehow captured, unless we're going back to Sauna and then it's just the Spinosaurus from JP3 or the offspring of that specific iteration of that dinosaur. But yeah, I do hope it's back. I think it would have been, can you imagine the shock if the Jurassic World Rebirth logo hit and it wasn't a T-Rex in the silhouette, it was a Spinosaurus?
Oh, don't do that to me, man. I would get that tattooed on me. Then, like, I would book it in straight away. I would not give a shit if that was the thing.
We should do a variant. We should make a variant of the logo with that. I wonder if anybody.
There is the one that we were using before they officially announced the title has a Spinosaurus in it, doesn't it?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the one on Deviant Art.
I apologize. I forget who the artist was, but
yeah, I think like Deviant.
It's Deviant Art.
Yeah,
Deviant Art. No, Deviant Art. It's by.
It's a play on words.
Mr. Andrew 7W7. Go give him some love because that seriously is a great logo. I actually prefer it to the official logo, but
Well, to what you're saying though, I think it makes sense that they're probably going to release there's going to be another one that's like the actual logo that they end up using going forward afterwards. Like at the end of the teaser trailer in November, there will be a logo that says Jurassic World Rebirth, and it's going to have a Spinosaurus in it.
Spinosaurus and a T-Rex.
I just wanted to. I was talking about that ScarJo costume art. That person's @ is DAVKGER art. DavKger art. I don't know how to say that, but yeah, he made the art of like ScarJo in her costume, and there's a Lost World raptor and a T-Rex behind her and a Dilophosaurus.
Caleb, link me to that.
I will.
Slam it in the chat. I need to see that.
It's really cool.
It is cool.
Awesome.
But it's not obviously not official. It's just based on the pictures we have so far, right?
Yeah, it's just concept. I would assume it's just.
Oh, cool. Yes, that looks great. Nice work, David.
I mean, I'm
tweet that real quick.
We're talking about Rebirth, so I'm so game for like badass ScarJo and dinosaurs. So excited. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm ready.
I want her to yell out, "That's a bad idea." Just as
Please.
something.
What's a bad idea, Jaden?
Just something. I just want like a little reference. Just something little for Jurassic Park 3.
David Kep.
I'm excited.
David Kep, we trust.
I mean, now that we're wrapped, I don't, we can still talk more about the wrap, but like now that we're wrapped, we're moving into post-production. We're probably like hopefully gonna hear from somebody like David Kep soon about like, we're gonna start press and we're gonna be interviewing these folks. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Awesome. My bad.
Yeah, it'd be awesome if David Kep got to do press for this. I'd be down for that.
Surely he will, right? Did he? I mean, I don't know. The 90s was a different time. I don't know how much they were having the writer of the movies on the press junkets, but
everybody's mentioned him so much. I was like, oh, David Kep wrote it.
He's a bit, I mean, at this point in time, it's a bigger deal, I feel. Back in the 90s, it was like David Kep.
Yeah, it's like who?
Who's David Kep? But now, even Scarlett Johansson knows who he is. So, yeah.
Are you guys nervous, like, with the fast turnaround of the movie, though? Like, because I know what I was talking about in the chat. Like, I'm not scared that, like, it was, like, fast or anything. Like, it looks rushed, but I don't feel like it's rushed, if that makes sense.
Samantha?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm not worried about it. I think mainly to Caleb's point, Scarlett Johansson. Like I don't Jonathan Bailey. I don't really care outside of that. I got dinosaurs and two good actors, so I'm happy.
I like to think about how The Lost World wrapped in like October, like late 1996. Right? Like at least like the last quarter of the year.
I wasn't alive, so.
And then
oh my god,
I was barely kicking. Don't worry, Jaden.
Oh, I'm just gonna log off now and go to my grave.
Turn in for the night.
I gotta go to bed, guys.
But the thing about The Lost World is that they wrapped in the last quarter of the year, and then they came back and did some reshoots after that.
That's right. Wasn't it December they had reshoots?
Something like it might have been like January or February, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And I don't anticipate Rebirth having to do any reshoots, but like could happen. You never know. But also like the vibe. We haven't heard from Gareth or David Kep, but like the vibe from Frank Marshall and ScarJo and Jonathan Bailey. We haven't heard from Mahershala Ali. Would be awesome to hear from him sometime soon. I'm sure we will. But like the vibe is like I don't get the vibe that like this was cramped or uncomfortable or didn't go well. Like I get the vibe that it went well. So,
and with what you said about The Lost World as well, wrapping in a very similar time frame. The Lost World came out in May, so it had even less of a post-production lead up, and it was still the greatest movie that has ever been released. So it's pretty.
Yes,
it's pretty good going, and I think like the thing is, at the end of the day, it's the top of Hollywood working on this film. We have to remember that Steven Spielberg's there, and I think it was an interview with somebody who works very high up at Universal Pictures. Said that
it was with Donna Langley, if that's what you're referring to. Yeah,
that's right. And didn't she say, Spielberg's very involved with this film? Or am I wrong? Is that something? Am I missing? Am I cross?
Let me find it just so we can say the quote and be fair.
Get it right.
Be fair journalists, as they say.
But I think just to justify it has felt very fast. We heard about this movie late compared to the others, but I definitely think, and we've said this before, that they were writing this movie before Dominion came out. In my opinion, I think this was something Spielberg and Kep had been working on for a while. How are we going to follow this? What's going to be next, and how are we going to do it? Maybe Kep came along with a really good idea. I think you brought this up, Caleb. Like during his time on Dominion, it probably started the train for him and really got him. I mean, yeah,
he's I don't know. That's another reason I'm excited to hear from him on like press tours and stuff. Hopefully, or even if it's just some trades, interview him about like I'm surely some trade is going to jump on the headline of you came back to write a Jurassic movie after 25 years, 27 years. Like surely somebody's going to jump on that and interview him. But
you should go
like
on Hot Ones.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get maybe like in the promotion for Rebirth, we're gonna get like ScarJo, Jonathan Bailey, Mahershala Ali on Hot Ones or something.
No, I want to see Frank Marshall on Hot Ones.
Frank Marshall.
It'd be so Frank and Pat Crowley together, producers on Hot Ones. That'd be
fun. No, it was what I was saying. I think was Kep in the last 4 or 5 years has like done a lot of stuff. He's written his first novel. He's written his second novel. He's written 2 or 3 movies. He's directed a movie, I think, and like the movie of
he launched his website fully and uploaded screenplays from his previous movies. That was in the past like 4 or 5 years. He did that.
And so like I feel like he's just sort of on a career renaissance, and Jurassic is a big part of his career. And he had some old ideas. But so that Donna Langley quote, who is the chairman and chief content officer at NBC Universal, in case anybody's wondering, she said, and this is slightly out of context because it's from a transcript of a conference meeting with shareholders, but she was talking about a lot of stuff, all the stuff Universal's working on. I think, this is maybe where someone said about the indie game that Spielberg's working on, or where did that come from?
Yeah, he's helping.
Was that
out
from
with
here?
Let me check. I think that was from what article was that? I don't know.
That might have been from something else, but like,
yeah, I think it was from something else.
The point is, though, what she says here is, and I quote, "And then we're in production on Jurassic on a sort of a redo of Jurassic." Which is why people were sort of arguing about their term reboot on social media.
Careful, Donna. You're gonna get the
yeah. I saw the word even I know that it's just marketing speak buzzword bullshit, but like even I saw the word redo and I was like, whoa, pump the brakes.
Yeah. Redo as well. Yeah, it's such an interesting choice of words.
But I think what she means though is this whole mindset they have of like, we're trying to clear ourselves of Dominion and like it's a fresh start and all that stuff. So like, I really do think that plays in a little bit. Also, like, okay, so she goes on to say, so the trilogy with Chris Pratt is over. Important part of the sentence there.
Hey,
for more reasons than one, I promise.
Round of applause.
And then she goes on to say, and this is a new one that Steven Spielberg is very involved in. So she says, and this is a new one right after talking about the Jurassic World trilogy, which makes me think that she's saying that this is going to be a trilogy, which is not news, but like,
but the first time we've kind of heard it in that way.
That's just how Jurassic functions. And then she goes on to say, and so we're certainly prioritizing those all audience types of films, but we're also looking really closely at who's showing up regularly to the movie theater. And I continue to read that part because that part's also really interesting because it's like they're talking about general audiences and Jurassic in the same paragraph. So, I was just going to say, like, I think it feels like they, like you said, we've got all of the top of Hollywood working on this. Feels like we're really gunning to try and do something good and different. So what were you about to say?
The last thing you read about would she say something about what general audience have been showing up for? What have they been showing up for?
Yeah.
There have been, I can't, off the top of my head, I actually can't name anything, but there have been some R-rated movies that have done significantly better than they thought they would, right? Over the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And like horror, like the horror genre has been part of that, I think.
Yeah, the horror genre in general. So I think that pretty much confirms it. Jurassic World Rebirth is rated R. Well, I do hope that it sways in that direction. You can't deny the world movies are definitely geared towards a younger audience than even the first trilogy was, which is fine. It worked for what it was. But I hope now that the Jurassic World audience has grown too with over the past 10 years, hopefully this movie does feel more mature. We were talking about rating certifications last time, and it would be great to have the first Jurassic that was rated I don't know what it would be in the US, but 12.
It's R.
12. That is R. Really?
Yeah. There's G, PG, PG-13, and R, and then NC-17 in the US.
That's right. Yeah, because there's in the UK it's like PG, and then 12, 12A, 15, 18, and then there's like I think there's like one.
See, like, just like Americans can't understand the metric system, I have no idea what you just said.
Yeah.
So like,
it's like ages, right? You have to be 12.
I know.
I mean, you can be 12A. You can have to be with an adult, right? Or
that makes sense actually.
15, PG-13, right? And then 18.
PG-13 technically means you have to be 13 or older or accompanied by an adult.
Yeah,
but like they do not.
Parental guidance is advised.
Yeah. So we got in Australia we have G, PG, M, MA 15, and then R 18.
Okay. Just making it even more confusing for the world as a whole.
Well, it makes sense. I don't know. Because G is like general, and then PG is parental guidance, and then M is mature, MA is mature audience, and then R is rated R 18.
I just want to say that one of ScarJo's team from Jurassic World Rebirth has just joined.
It's true. Can confirm.
Yeah.
I came straight from work. I'm not even maybe. Am I muted? Fuck.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, my shit's all fucked up. Okay, great. This is what happens when you come straight from work and you're still in your uniform. You know what I mean? Like, I've been at home for 5 minutes.
Hell yeah. Welcome.
Dedication to the pod.
Looking slick there,
Thank you.
I woke up an hour ago.
I'm jealous.
We're talking about how Jurassic World Rebirth's rated R and all that kind of jazz.
Is it actually rated R, or is that something you guys are just playing around with?
It's something we're just bullshitting about.
It's confirmed on TikTok.
Thank you, Caleb. The one man of reason here. I heard a bunch of lies.
But
and
listen,
one truth.
Rebirth. They chose that title for a reason. It has 2 R's in it. Like,
we know why. I think we can say this officially now, right? We know why it's called Rebirth. It's the rebirth of the original Jurassic Park 4. That's why we're all here. You know who I look like right now? Oh man, I look like Steve McQueen. You guys know who that is?
Yeah,
I'm a bald guy with glasses and a thick black beard. I look good.
I can see it.
For those listening to the podcast who need an audio description, Assis has just joined us fresh off of work in his tell me the correct term for those, please.
I guess combat uniform?
There you go. Okay. I was going to say I don't know what I was going to say. Fatigues, duds. I don't know what the word is.
Sure. Speaking of fatigues, guys, what have you guys talked about in this? So I can get a little catch up here.
We've been talking about the rap party. One thing was that they had Jurassic Park music boxes given to crew members, right? I don't know if Kaz got them too. That was pretty cool to see. We were talking about how it's rated R, of course, confirmed. And then one thing I did want to talk about. Let's talk about that picture that Frank Marshall posted before the wrap, where he sat another day at the office, and he sat in front of what at first glance looks like an InGen facility that's been abandoned somewhere. I think we should talk about that picture because it's Caleb. When we were talking over the past couple of weeks, you said, "Oh, it's not. I don't think it's a set."
It looked simultaneously too modern and out of place to me at first. Mm-hmm. But then,
do we know where that is? Is it on a set, or is it? You know how Force Awakens filmed in that bunkery area? It kind of looks like that.
It's on the backlot at Elstree, right?
Yes. So, from what Real News and myself can work out, it is part of the set that's been constructed on the backlot at Elstree. So, whatever this front side of the building is, with a phone booth. Oh, I just lost the picture. There it is. With a phone booth and, strangely enough, 2 blue bicycles, which also look a little like It's hard to tell because they are in the distance, but all of it looks like it's been sat there for a while, including the bikes. They don't look like they've just shown up. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I got the impression. Like, here's the thing. Like, after I looked at it more, I was like, okay, maybe this is like an old InGen facility. The ones on Sorna had phone booths. This had a phone booth. The phone booth threw me off. I was like, why is there a phone booth there? That makes no sense.
But then the phone booth totally dates the movie, right?
Exactly.
Or dates the set. You don't really have phone booths anymore. I guess if they were on an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
I got the impression
a local landline, sure. But you know what my first impression was? I'm surprised no one else has said this. Actually, I guess two first impressions into one. Worker Village / embryonics facility, boys and girls.
Yeah,
it's totally. Like this looks like a Sorna thing if I've ever seen, but we know it's not. But it looks like one, so they're hitting the mark with the production design.
Do we know the production designer yet? It's not. Is
yes,
it
we do.
Again? Or is it?
It's the same. It's the same person who worked on Dominion, but their name escapes me.
Oh, I thought it was the creator guy.
No. It might. No. I'm thinking of like someone in the art department who was also in Dominion, maybe.
Yeah, this guy was. I'm pretty sure this is a creator. He worked on Creator with Edwards. Edwards. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't want to get too sidetracked here, but I have a lot to say in a short amount of time. You know who? You know what else he's worked with? Hans Zimmer. Could he be a possibility for a soundtrack? We can touch on that some other days.
We've talked about that, and it's definitely a possibility. But
that's a very cool possibility, guys. I might want that more than John Williams coming back. That's a controversial thing. I'll say it.
That is very controversial. It depends on the tone of the movie for me. If the movie really is rated R, I'd take a Juan Williams score, but I would actually be very down for Hans Zimmer or anyone like that to ruin it.
I think I'm one of the few people who doesn't want Hans Zimmer. But I was just gonna say about the bikes. The bikes looked to me like, and this doesn't make much sense in retrospect, but the bikes looked to me like they were fresh, like they had just been set, like Frank and whoever was taking the picture rode them over there or something.
Frank and Pat, buddies for life. Yeah, true. That could be that actually. Like Elstree Studios have bicycles to get
but also
around.
Maybe some old InGen crew were just riding their bicycles around the island and
around Sorna.
Yeah, so that's the thing. And it reminded me of on Lost, when they go back in time, you see the Dharma village, you see the Dharma camp, you have the blue vans, and they have I can't remember now if they have bicycles or not, but it screams like they're on an island. This is a facility. It's like the Lost World Worker Village, but maybe it's we get to see more of like what it was like to be in operation there.
I'm just noticing too, like it looks like Jurassic Park 1 era architecture, like the way the pillars here are kind of made blocky with the slants. The way I don't know the terminology here. The roofing has like a red streak on the mirrors too. It just seems very like, I guess 90s to early 2000s, more so than 2010, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it doesn't fit the Jurassic World atmosphere at all.
The production design has been
like the Fallen Kingdom bunker as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like gray and concrete. Yeah.
And that was an old JP bunker, right? They just re-retrofitted, right?
Yeah. So it's like survival has now shown us that it's going to be. It was on the original. Well, we know it was on the original island, but excuse me, the sirens outside.
I thought those
sirens
are. I live on a
you know how hard it is to hear and talk at the same time, or not be able to hear yourself with these big old Babinga fucking earphones. Look at this. Look at the size of these things.
I was gonna. The production design has been really good. To what you were saying, Assis. Like I think it's been on point.
But you were right. It is the creator, production designer, and the creator was his first movie. He's been in the art department for a long time, but his first movie as production designer was the creator.
That was his first. This is a guy to keep an eye on. Then, if this is legit. This is
the stuff. The stuff we've seen, the pictures people have gotten from set and stuff, like it's all looked really cool, really Jurassic.
Ooh, it doesn't look modern. I keep coming to that. You know what I mean? Like everything just looks like. I don't even want to say 90s. It really feels like 2003, 2004. Like I look at that, I'm like, that could be JP4. You know, like that could have been. It looks like that. I don't know if I'm just painting it with my own nostalgia too much, but I'm getting a nice vibe, especially with the the press release that came out from Variety, I think, not the press release, the article talking about how Spielberg is more involved in this trilogy than the last one or something. Was that something I read, or was that
we were talking about that a minute ago?
Perfect,
what Donna Langley said in the conference.
The last time these guys worked on a Jurassic to that level was JP4 probably, right? JP3. So we're going back to that time frame. I think we're going to pick it back up in the future from the past, back to the past, future.
Back to the past.
So if we don't like something about this movie, we'll blame Spielberg, right?
My pitchforks are already sharpened for David Koepp. He wrote The Lost World. Don't forget, guys.
Hey,
dialogue great, movie bad.
Pump
don't
the
worry,
brakes,
we were talking about how great that movie is before. Don't worry, we covered it. Don't worry, you're good. So two things I did notice about this picture though is the glass, the stains on the glass. That's like mildew and mold that's been there for that's a build-up, right? As well as if you look just above the gutter. Do you call a gutter something else in America? It is a gutter?
It's gutter.
It's gutter for me, yeah.
Okay. What are you talking about? The thing that's attached to the roof?
Yeah, the skirting, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But if you look to the left of that, it's got the yellow and the black that is the InGen logo that we saw. The colors of the InGen logo. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I can see the yellow square.
Yeah, it could just be yellow, but that is, as far as I'm aware, that's the color of that InGen logo. It's like kind of a black and yellowy, kind of like gold kind of color. So it could be a logo just beyond that.
Where would we be
Is
without
this the set we're seeing? That's what we saw from the overhead view. You guys remember that drone video where the guy was going over and we saw this random almost triangular type bunker?
The concrete looking thing?
Yeah, the concrete guy. Is that what this is from a different angle?
It could be.
So from what Real News has found out, it's one of the sides that we couldn't actually see in the drone video. So
wow.
Drone guy needs to get back out there. But it does appear to be that, and the architecture is following the same. I think Frank's giving us a real tease here of what we might see in the movie.
Yeah, I'm looking at this photo again, and it all looks way older than I noticed on the first look.
Yeah, honestly, the bikes kind of look like they're worn too, like they've been used. It looks like they've been on like the dirt, and I don't think there's too much dirt around on the set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Weathered.
That's what I mean. The bikes, they're in a distance, but they almost look like they have a layer of dust and dirt on them too.
And they look random too, don't they, Jack?
They look like they were left there.
Exactly. That's what I mean. They're just left behind. They're kind of just left. They're random.
In that photo, the last window in the distance.
I see what you're seeing too. I was trying to get my eyes on that. It looks like
what
is that?
Can you imagine? What is that?
We have the technology, guys. This is 2024. We can figure this out.
Above that,
we need AI to help with this now. AI.
Above that window, there's a vent, and then running back towards Frank, there's like a red line.
Red stripe. Yeah, and that runs all the way along. I also will point out, I feel like at this point, there's people in the community that should have already analyzed the CCTV camera that's there to tell us what year that camera was made. Right? We should be able to identify that and figure out what that is.
That
if the
looks
production designers went to that level, this is the best movie ever made already.
That looks like the camera in Jurassic Park when Nedry's messing with
it does, dude.
No, I'm just saying it's like the same camera model.
It does.
Let's get real here. Is there any chance that we could get 2 islands in this movie? Like, yeah, we're gonna get the one where the main shit's happening, but like we've seen a little bit too much now. Where it's like there's got to be a little bit of Sorna or Nubla. There's something going on.
There are 3 creatures that we have to go after, and I doubt we can get them all in one place.
So. I fucking love that. I really love that. Can you? I mean, one of the guys can fly. The other guy swims in the ocean. You know where the ocean leads to?
Yeah. Where does the ocean lead us to?
Spell it out for you guys. You guys know. In the air you can go anywhere. So there you go.
You're a poet and you didn't know it.
87 miles southwest of Nubla, so it makes sense. They're gonna head there.
I just noticed.
You guys probably know the way you guys were reacting to that. I think you guys know something behind the scenes. I'm gonna pick your brains. Don't worry.
I just noticed that there's a palm frond coming over the top of the building there, and so now I take back everything I said about this image. Like,
yeah,
I think this is a set.
It's gotta be, and I think again, it's Frank's it's Frank's tease. He's given us a real tease just before wrap as well. He gave us this. All of his pictures
what's really
so far
sad though?
haven't revealed the sets or anything. They've just revealed locations, where they're filming in his booth and stuff like that on the beach. This is him sat in front of the set.
Isn't it funny that Frank has become our Colin Trevorrow on the set, tweeting out photos and stuff? And like
it
Gareth,
was always Frank the whole time.
Gareth has been an absolute ghost. Like we have not.
Gareth doesn't have social though, does he? Or
Gareth
does he?
he's a
true, but like
seen the guy. He's he keeps to himself. He's a quiet guy. He's a shy guy.
I just think that's kind of cool.
I bet he has cats too.
He was quiet when we met him, Assis.
Exactly. That's right. Picking up on that. He's a
Harry
very shy
Potter
guy.
land. Yeah, that's so funny. That was so funny. Yeah, I guess Frank was the one that confirmed way back in the day that Kathleen Kennedy wasn't producing Jurassic Park 4 or Jurassic World. He's been there the whole time.
He's been there since 2005. We know that for a fact because I remember when the movie's supposed to come out in winter, he was talking to like IGN, Ain't Cool News. They're like, yeah, we're still aiming for the December 2005. I'm like, we know it's not summer, but we think it can still play.
And then he was like,
I remember these things.
In 2007,
well,
then we had in 2006, we had Laura Dern say she got the call from Spielberg in 2006. I remember that quite vividly. Something about her in the movie. What year was it that Richard Attenborough passed away? Was that 2010?
He passed away close. He passed away close to Crichton, I think.
Yeah, around 2008 time. Okay, yeah, because I remember an interview with him in a British press, like a newspaper, back in 2005 as well, when all that was kicking around, where he'd said he would jump at the chance to play John Hammond one last time. And then I swear there was an interview, I might be mixing memories now, but where he said he had been given the call back in whatever time that was by Spielberg, and they'd been talking about it, and which is really interesting when we know that John Sayles' script includes him quite a lot for I think a huge part of the first act or second.
Yeah, he's pretty much setting up the first act a la The Lost World, but a little bit more like fluffy.
What happened was Frank and Kathleen were at home, and Kathleen was like, "I'm sorry, honey, I'm leaving you to go to Star Wars." And Frank was like, "Well, okay, I guess I'll take over Jurassic.
I guess I'm doing it."
Has Kathleen Kennedy ever spoke about Jurassic Park 4 in any way other than that one time where she's like, "It's dead"?
We killed it. She spoke about it early on. I remember straight away after Jurassic Park 3, it was her and Stan Winston both saying in separate interviews, we need to balance the science and the adventure.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Like that. And then it did go quiet for a while on that movie, and then Frank just really started taking the reins of it. It was a roller coaster with Frank, though. Every year it was like, yeah, it's happening. No, it's not happening. Yeah, we have a script. No, we don't.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Jaden, you're a bit young for this question, but please participate in this too because it still applies. Is it weird how quickly this movie's coming? It doesn't feel like, I don't know how to describe this. It doesn't feel like it's an actual thing, if that makes sense. Because we waited 14 years, and you got used to waiting in between the movies 3 years, right? That was normal, but we'd been away for that for so long because we had that COVID break too.
In the 90s, it was 4 years.
Exactly. So we've never had a movie that is going to come out in essentially from flash to bang for our knowledge in essentially a year and a half.
Yeah,
we waited a year and a half for this movie.
We did touch over about
Assis, we were talking about how it was announced and wrapped in the same calendar year. But
that's perfect.
But go on, Jay.
Cool as hell.
Okay.
Okay, good. Well, see, this is the thing about Jurassic people. We don't forget things like stupid like storylines and interview clips, and we don't forget anything Jurassic related.
Here's a question for you guys. We don't know exactly what this building is, but what do you think is inside?
Inside the set we were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it
Kirby?
The
Paul Kirby.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so.
On a throne. Just
on a throne. On a porcelain throne, you know?
It looks like it has glass windows, so I can't imagine it being like a secure facility, if that makes sense. Like that'd be very easy to enter. So like if you think back to the Lost World, whatever that building that Nick goes into, it's kind of resembling that type of architecture with the large glass panels and the door, the single door. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, totally get that. Yeah, it feels very. It's very sauna coded.
It's very tight.
So we got to talk about Chaos Theory at some point too. But like this, this set actually, and this set and a shot or two in the Chaos Theory trailer is keeping my mind open to like how Rebirth and Chaos Theory are going to reference each other. But like, there's a shot in the Chaos Theory trailer of like a gigantic door opening, and it leads to like a ramp, and it's all like very concrete, like gray, like it, and the ramp leads like down into somewhere, and it looked like the architecture is slanted in the same way that this sort of set is. It's slanted like those aerial pictures we saw. So that, I mean, they could just both be laboratories or both InGen facilities or whatever, but like, yeah, so as far as what's inside, I feel like it's an abandoned lab or something, or just an abandoned facility like on Sorna. But yeah,
as long as it's gross, yucky, and broken inside, I'm going to be happy.
That's it. And I want test tubes full of hybrids and weird freak die.
You are JP3 again. I've been saying this movie is JP3 2.0.
I want JP4, the one that was supposed to come out after JP3. I'd like to see that.
So
they're giving us some brutal, weird freak movie.
I think we are going to get a brutal freak movie, because you know who else is starting to show us some brutal freak looking things? Chaos Theory with the Dino guy.
Let's do it.
I know he's probably wearing a mask, but come on.
He's wearing a mask.
It's okay, but
he's wearing one of the
Dino human, dude.
When I saw that,
he's wearing a very detailed mask.
The dinosaur human is the thing in the movie. I guarantee it.
Yeah, when Jack Jack literally saw the thumbnail of the trailer and was like, "Daihuogs?"
I was like, wait, getting him on my train, dude. I'm gonna get you all on the train. Oh, the cat just walked all over.
I'd take it. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the kind of thing we haven't seen in these movies is cross. Well, I guess the Indominus Rex had chameleon and other DNA, but so did the original Jurassic Park dinosaurs, right? They had frog DNA. Did they specify the frog? It doesn't matter. But
Alan Grant, West African frog.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Look at us losers. I told you, between us four, we could figure out any Jurassic thing.
Yeah. I want to see at this point if David Kep's written it. I'll take a dino human failed hybrid experiment thing.
I do think that's what it's gonna be, is some like
you want to know why
horrifying experiment.
Think like a weird mazy gone. Like think of the
yeah.
Imagine though,
freaky little. When you think about it, freaky.
We're soft
meat bags in the chest tubes. Yeah.
We're soft rebooting and like we're soft rebooting and we're explaining something from 2 movies ago. But
if we sat down for the next 10 minutes and like thought what this movie could be, I guarantee you, beat for beat, we'd nail it. Because Gareth Edwards' last movie was about AI and humanity, right? What it means to be human and all that stuff. Dude, if you chuck in a dino human dog, what is it? Is it a dino? Is it a dog? Or is it human? What does it mean to be a human? What does it mean to be dino human dog?
That's it.
Saying, guys.
Concept art by Carlos Fuente. I think that's what we need to see. We need to see this weird mazy clone with a dog face and a raptor arms and just running.
But it's gotta look human though. It's gotta look human.
And then, but in all seriousness, if they
big long tail.
In all seriousness, if they were to do something like, and this is just Fallen Kingdom Caleb speaking, but like, if they tied it to Maisie or something, that to me would give credence to the whole Lockwood got mad at Hammond because they were doing things that were unethical and they didn't agree.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right.
But
yeah, I like that actually. That could be the human shit that Hammond was like, I don't like it, but I'm gonna do it.
But I
would have come up with the idea, not you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the reason in the sales script that they actually made those Daihuogs? Was it
them more compatible? Make them more obedient. Essentially, what we got with Owen and Blue and those things.
Yeah, the dog DNA made them more obedient and trainable. The human DNA made them
like smart or some shit.
Smart, yeah. And then obviously the dino
Made them dino.
Made them dino, yeah. So.
Yo, but the science in that movie was cool because it wasn't like Owen being like, "Watch my hand like a dog," right? It was like, "Oh, we have like implants in the brain. We can like control the hormones, which hormones we want. We want to get like
we've almost gotten to that point in Jurassic with the brain implants and stuff.
Exactly, but it should have gotten there. It should have got. I'm not going to say it, but I'm just saying the sales script did a better job with the science of Jurassic than I think the last 3 movies did.
Mm-hmm.
Shots
which
fired.
is weird to say. Which is it's John Sayles. He's like a B movie writer for the most part.
It's such a strange choice of writer for them to go to after JP3, but I guess they were trying.
It was William Monahan as well. That guy's an Oscar winner. Remember that? Before he did Departed, he was writing JP4 as well.
Yeah, and nobody has that draft as far as we know.
I want to read
nobody
that.
can find it, but
they should have brought Alexander Payne back.
Yeah,
he's canceled now
for the human aspects. But I William Monahan apparently wrote the first draft. Then John Sayles did a revision, and then apparently they brought William Monahan back, because there's a draft apparently that exists in trades, but nobody that I know has it, that says John Sayles and then revisions by William Monahan. So it's dated after the Sayles script. So I wonder.
Jeff Snyder probably has it. I've subscribed to that damn email for like 6 months now. I should get like an access to his script vault or whatever the hell he has.
Yeah. Can you, since you're subscribed, can you talk to him? Like, can you ask him? Yeah, ask him about that script.
You know what? Fuck it. Why not?
Vault, man? What do you got?
We got nothing to lose.
Ask him to do some digging on the past of Jurassic.
This guy doesn't give a shit about Jurassic. I'll tell you that much right now.
I guarantee you,
if he finds something, he'll give it to us.
Yeah, he don't give a shit about much. He's trying
to give the shit away.
He's been burned by the industry, and he goes. Yeah,
he's salty
sometimes.
I love it. I love the salt.
Yeah, it's funny watching his interactions on Twitter because he's just
just blowing up by himself. It's like, God damn. And then he's like, "Sorry guys, deleted it." I'm like, "Hey, it's all good. You have good scoops." Like, what can I say? He's a good scooper.
And he does. That's the thing. He's loud about it when he's like, "I told you this 3 months ago, guys." Like
he was the first to report.
He's the one who did ScarJo.
He was the first to report ScarJo. So,
like, this guy's legit, man. Like, if he says something, it's probably gonna happen. I'm keeping an eye on for anything Jurassic. Nothing, not even like bit. Like,
I don't think there's going to be now that we've wrapped. I don't think there's going to be much more as far as like leaks.
No, exactly. They would have been added. So I'm surprised there's no like. I mean, we know they used extras, but now I'm worried that the extras aren't like dino fodder. They're just like people in the background of shots because there's no like Grunt 5. There's no like Mercenary 10. You know what I mean? Like,
they won't list
on the island.
They won't list those people.
4 of them are going to live.
They won't list those people yet.
You don't think
on,
so?
Like credits and stuff. No, not this early.
Okay, I'm keeping an eye on
it. There were a few cast additions added. We have Belchior Sylvain.
Yeah, they just have the main cast on IMDb, etc. It's like the 11 or 12 that.
Dude, there's only 11. That's it. Yeah. That's the whole cast. We know the people who got added in last are probably, if they're on the island, they're done. They're going to be eaten.
There'll be more.
That can't be enough.
There'll be extras. There'll be small roles. There'll be stuff added.
I can't wait for the competition to get eaten by a dinosaur for this one.
Philippine Velge? Yeah, Philippine Velge. Right. What's his name? Ed Screen is a merc, right?
And
Ed Screen as a merc is that's pretty good casting. I like.
I'm excited to watch him get chomped down on.
I like Ed Screen because he's bald most of the time in movies.
Yeah.
It's not enough representation. I don't want the Rock to be my representation.
That's valid.
Can we talk about that interview with Bryce Dallas Howard real quick?
Inform us. Let us know.
Yeah, because I missed out on this. Cause I woke up not too long ago, so this happened when I was asleep.
I missed this too. I'm at work.
Samantha, do you want to take us through that little interview?
I don't.
If you want to, I'm just like.
Someone run through it. Someone who's seen it run through it.
I got it.
I can run through it. I've not seen it though.
So Bryce Dallas Howard was being interviewed at a. Sorry if that's playing out loud.
This is new.
Yeah, it was today, I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
Yeah, it was 4 hours ago, a few hours ago. She's at a premiere for something for Prime. There's a Prime thing in the background, and she's being interviewed. and the interviewer asks her about, how about this new Jurassic World film? What do you think? And she's like, oh, it's so awesome. I'm so excited, and the interviewer mentions I enjoyed that the interviewer was like, it has Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey and it looks great. Like the interviewer said that. And then Bryce Dallas Howard was like, yeah, it looks awesome. And actually Scarlett Johansson and I are neighbors. And so we've
wow.
And which is true, I believe, here in California somewhere, I guess.
Wow.
And then the interviewer's like, hey, have you talked to her about the Jurassic and all the stuff? And BDH is like, yeah, we talked about it because we're neighbors. Like, so they've talked about Jurassic. Apparently the torch has been passed. Jurassic leading lady torch has been passed. So yeah, I thought that was cool. Made me feel like we're in a new era. So.
Yeah, it does feel like a new era. Rest in peace. Oh, I know how they're going to tie it to Jurassic. Rest in peace, Blue. They're going to give us a memorial. Owen and Blue were on an adventure and they died.
I don't know.
They died.
They died. Everyone died from the movie.
We heard rumors of they were talking about spin-off movies and giving certain characters in the World trilogy their own movie, but I'm glad that hasn't, or at least that's not what's coming next. I'm glad that we are getting this kind of fresh take. I was saying before we recorded that regardless of if you loved the World trilogy or if you hated it, this kind of, I don't want to say soft reboot, it's such a silly term, but this kind of, new characters, new idea, new story, but everything else still existed and still happened is the best way forward. Instead of just doing Jurassic World 4 as the Dominion follow-up, doing this, whatever it is, 5 years on or whatever they're saying, all the dinosaurs are dead except a few. I think it's a great way to do it because it brings in both the audience that didn't like it.
Like my parents.
Gives the opportunity for the audience that didn't like the world movies to have another go. And even the way
That's
Donna
a great point,
talked
Jack.
about it, the way Donna said like it's a redo. I think it's, as you said, Caleb, they're aware. They're aware of the critical response on some of the movies, and I think
they are. There's no way around it.
Donna Langley said it's a redo, word for word. Donna Langley, Universal Donna Langley.
Pump the brakes, Assis.
Donna Langley, dude. I was in the chat maybe 2 months ago pumping her tires. I'm so glad it's paying off. You guys not remember this? I was like, Donna Langley is the reason this is happening.
I don't know about that, but
I told you.
She also said Spielberg's more involved this time around. But
that was the big part of what she said. Yeah,
he was heavily involved in Jurassic World. We know that, not just from behind the scenes interviews where they pretend he was heavily involved. He was heavily involved. Trevorrow spoke a lot about that and how he was in direct back and forths with him about that movie. But his involvement in Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, I guess, stayed at the exec producer level. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is going to be really interesting. We've not had a set picture that shows Spielberg on set though. I was really hoping we'd get that. I wonder if he went to London.
It feels like a reset of the whole Spielberg being involved idea. After, like, we're sort of like he's coming back with a fresh, I don't know. He's coming back fresh, I guess, after sort of stepping away.
Him and David Koepp have been sat there late at night, a bottle of scotch, or maybe a draft beer from that list, drinking and writing. I think that's been happening during the pandemic. They were holed up together
and open up a bottle of scotch when you have a good day.
Yeah. I wonder if they got together and watched Lost World. Come on, that would be
good old days.
This is so reminiscent of freaking. I'm just picturing it now when you were talking about the boys just holed up together. I'm picturing now 10, 15 years ago, him, Steven Spielberg, and Mark Protosevich somewhere in a stormy hotel in LA talking about Jurassic World. It happened. It's cool shit, dude. This is history, man. Remember your history, kids.
I would love to read that original treatment that Mark, how do you say it? Mark P.
Mark P.
I would love to see his original draft. But hey, we haven't got long left. Let's talk about Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 2 very briefly. What did we think of the trailer?
I'll go first. Jaden, you go first.
Should we like run through some of what was in the trailer first?
Yeah, okay. Yes, I wouldn't.
If we want to, we don't have to.
Yeah. The only thing I was gonna say was just with the dinosaur liberation thing, like with the guy with the raptor metal mask. I'm a bit concerned, but like I'm not trying to like overthink it and be like, oh no, we're going back to Camp Cretaceous season 4 and 5 vibes. I really hope it doesn't go back to that cringiness because of how good season 1 was. And just like that whole like guy in the mask, like it does seem a bit gimmicky, but I really hope they don't go back to the too kid friendly stuff. But I'm very optimistic. I'm not gonna bash it or whatever for that. But yeah, that was my only from the trailer. Like my only like yeah.
Assis, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna just give my thoughts. Very similar to Jaden's. I watched the trailer without sound on my phone at work whenever it came out.
You got to listen to the sound.
I don't want the spoilers. Honestly, I don't want the spoilers. I want to come in as fresh as I can. Honestly, I'm concerned. It looks a lot more childish for some reason. Like it looks like a step away from Chaos Theory in a certain sense. It almost looks like they're going back to the same formula as Camp Cretaceous. I don't like that because the formula for Chaos Theory season 1 was different. It was in the city, and now we're going back into the jungle. I don't think necessarily that's the best idea, but maybe they'll lead us to like this InGen like abandoned stuff or something. We'll see. I hope it's not leading to Sayona Santos and that storyline again. That's all I have about that.
Samantha, any trailer thoughts?
I mean, it looks fun. Like I enjoyed the last season, so I am looking forward to this one. And I don't know, something, and this may be a really niche thing to notice, but the hair, like the hair animation that they do for the show is so good. And it's like consistently, of course, other things for the show are great too with the animation, but like
the
hair
animation
in particular,
general, for sure.
Yeah. But I just noticed it because of Brooklyn's ever-changing hair.
Yes. Yeah.
She has longer hair in the Darius. You were supposed to be like in the beginning and like flashback stuff, and then when we get to her now, she has short hair. But
so is she supposed to be a bad guy?
What's the line in the trailer?
She says,
"I'm not the same Brooklyn you knew."
At the very end of the trailer, she says, "I'm not the Brooklyn you knew."
She's a Daihuog.
She's no. My takeaway from the trailer was that it showed too much. I enjoyed the trailer, like, and I like where it's going. It looks wild, but like, it showed way too much. Like, the dinosaur liberation now, the mask thing, like that. I feel like that's how that would go if it was in real life. You would have some folks wearing some dinosaur masks.
The metal masks that you get from the shops.
Yeah, with the voice painter on. Go out to do drills and stuff. They don't wear masks that are this long. They wear like masks that are. Like,
but these are this is Nick Van Owen. These are eco terrorists. They can't reveal their identity. Like.
I slice in my eyebrow. I know a thing or two about the streets today. I know.
I'm personally not offended by the Raptor mask. I get it. I just hope that it's with the writers of Chaos Theory. I hope they are able to make it tonally fit.
Yeah,
and not be gimmicky. Like it does kind of look, but also, yeah, I think it makes sense for what.
I totally get the reaction of like it's definitely like way more in relation to season 1. It's like way more out there. Like the dino mask, we're in Africa, there's a hippo attacking us. Like
I don't mind that. I like that.
No, I love the hippo, and like I think that's going to be one of the coolest things about season 2 is real modern animals encountering dinosaurs. Like
hippo
that's going to be cool.
Dinosaur. Hippo's going to
dinosaurs in the mainland, man, nailing it. I think.
But I hope with the blueprint they set with season 1 of it being more grounded and serious, I hope they retain that as much as possible. That's what I will say. But yeah.
The trailer did. Do you have any more thoughts, Jack? Before I
no, go ahead, Jay.
Oh, okay. No, I was gonna say I do because Aziz said he doesn't want it to connect to Sayona. I think that's where it's gonna lead to eventually. From just looking at it. I'm not sure in season 2. But I think all the signs lead to there. A bit on the Brooklyn hashtag. I'm not the same person you once knew. I saw a lot of people like, what does she mean by that? I think there's a lot of things because like she lost her arm and stuff like that. Obviously, after a traumatic event, you're not the same person after that. So I think everyone's like reading into that too much. Plus, and this might be a spoiler, but this is just my thoughts. I think she's kind of doing what Darius used to do in Camp Cretaceous, where he would be like, "Go on without me, team. I'll be the sacrificial lamb." I think, at the end of Camp Cretaceous, she's at the Lockwood estate, like trying to do everything on her own. So I think she's trying to be like Darius now, and he's doing whatever it takes to take down the big bad. So
and
that
she's
means,
been dedicated to that for like 6 years now.
So she's like doing everything she can to, kill off that old identity so she can take down the big bad and the big bad organization.
The Brooklyn stuff gives me a lot of hope as far as it staying dark, like because like she's inserting herself into a criminal organization, like she's hiding, she's burning photos of her friends, like
oh, that's right, she burns the Nublar 6 photo.
She drops a photo of them when they were much young, like when they were on Nublar. It's like, oh, those are babies in that photo.
You think they're gonna kill off one of the kids finally?
Is
it time?
What's up?
Is it time to kill off the campers? One of them.
No, like seriously. Well,
but
maybe they've already killed Brooklyn. Maybe this is a human clone, right?
Oh.
Maybe that. Oh, I'm not the same Brooklyn. I literally am not the same.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't hate it though. I didn't hate it.
I'm not the same Brooklyn. I'm a copy. They're alive. They're alive like me.
Oh, I think I just realized something. I think I know why dinosaurs in big open areas in, like, say, Africa don't work for me the same way as, let's say, a smaller town in, like, America. It's the population density. I think that's the issue. Because, like, in Africa, you're going to get a small village, right? And then you're not going to get anything for 25, 50 kilometers around that in each direction. It's all going to be, like, whatever terrain there is in Africa, right? It's not
there's a lot there. To your point, there's a lot more open terrain in Africa.
Exactly. So I think it becomes dinosaurs in like a more natural habitat that way, as if they were back on the island. And then
I feel like we're
a dinosaur in a garage or in a gas station.
In a garage.
In season 1. That was such a cool image to me. And then the dinosaur like village retreat thing for the PTSD people. I don't think you're gonna get that same emotional impact. I think unless they like. Oh, they do meet someone new in this, I guess.
Yeah, what's her name? The new character?
I don't remember. I don't even know if it's.
Isn't it?
It's.
Say my name.
No,
it starts with a Z.
Starts with a Z.
I think. Is it really another Z?
Yeah,
is the character confirmed? Yeah,
like
the character's confirmed. They haven't announced the name officially.
Okay.
They haven't even announced the character officially, technically.
Well, there really isn't long to go. Less than 17 days now.
Yeah, it's just like it's not that they're going to be like new character or something. I don't think they're going to do that necessarily.
It's going to be an interesting few weeks leading up to this and see what else they spill from this. But yeah, I think the whole point, going to a new continent is a great move if it's handled correctly. I think getting away from America just makes sense story-wise, could be cool.
Yeah,
but it's more the question of why is the broker heading there? If
I
it really
think
is, a very isolated place, why was the ship heading in that general direction? What was it really heading to? Was it heading to Malta and like maybe the storm hit and they were able to?
Yeah, they escaped
style lifeboat.
Since they escaped the ship, like where does the ship continue on to? Yeah. Like I guess we'll find that out, but like. My guess is from the trailer is they stumble on some sort of abandoned facility or something. Like it doesn't seem, the trailer didn't make it seem like they go to somewhere where like it's an active functioning scientific thing.
Yeah. It's not where the large cargo ship was supposed to end up.
Right.
Obviously the storm hits from what we know and they get off it. They take that lifeboat thing. And then
apparently there was a tracker in the lifeboat.
Yeah.
Which makes some sense, I guess.
And then there's going to be character conflict because Ben knew all along that Brooklyn was alive, but he kept that information from the rest.
Yeah, that seems like a flashback. because we knew how Ben was like against mobile phones in the first season with throwing Darius's phone out the window, trying to do the same thing to Sammy, and then throwing Yaz's and Sammy's phone after the van goes in the water from the Beckel Spinax, and obviously the van destroyed. So that was a flashback. So it's going to be interesting to see why he did that and if Brooklyn is the European girlfriend or something.
I was saying that the trailer showed too much. I like that they introduced the Dinosaur Liberation Now thing. And Brooklyn's my favorite character, but my instant reaction was, why is she, if this other person has a mask on, why is she showing her face in this video?
Right.
Yeah.
But maybe there's an explanation for that. But
it looks like it looks like an accident, right? She's obviously stood behind the camera. Oh my god, what if she's leading that group?
What if
it's a reflection?
What if they're holding her hostage or something? That would not be good.
Holding the original Brooklyn hostage, but the clone Brooklyn is.
And they sent the clone out. Yeah.
And then they're gonna have. It's very Manticore, isn't it? They're gonna have to choose who's the real Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That could be.
Tell me something that the real Brooklyn would know.
Yeah. Okay, look, before we wrap this up, we got to wrap up quickly, but before we do, Jaden, give us a brief overview on the game side of things, because you said there's been a couple of updates, minor updates.
So I guess the first update which is kind of interesting, and we might, it's Jurassic Park Survival kind of related, but Steven Spielberg has been helping out and like working on Indiana Jones. We're kind of like talking to like the developers and stuff like that, and being like in there, you know what I mean, like overseeing everything, so it's like more accurate and shit like that. So
what's that game, Indiana Jones and the what? And the
let me get that up.
I forget what it's called.
Is it? It's not tied to Dial of Destiny, is it? It is just an Indiana Jones.
It's Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Yeah. It's a new adventure, I suppose.
Is it set in is it set like in the past when he's
World War II era?
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, nice.
Spielberg working on a Jurassic and a Indiana Jones thing at the same time.
But here's the problem, though, with that. Spielberg likes Indiana Jones.
He likes Jurassic.
Not to the same level. Not to the same level.
I think he likes.
We all know that.
I'd say he likes Jurassic more than Indiana Jones, just on a relative scale.
I think Jurassic has made his pocket fat. Maybe
that's what I'm saying. That's a big part of it.
But I'm saying his heart is definitely in Indiana Jones the most. I think you guys would all agree with me on that.
Yeah. Maybe his heart is coming back to Jurassic. Maybe he's had a second. A rebirth. He's had a rebirth.
He broke his heart so bad. He's like, you know what, Jurassic, you're not so bad after all.
Yeah, go on, Jaden. Sorry, we're interrupting you.
No. So that was like one of the things that came out on the 17th of September from The Guardian. I guess that's a reliable outlet. So that was pretty much it. He's been working with Machine Games, just overseeing the new adventure game.
Do you think we'll hear something about Steven Spielberg was helping out with Jurassic Park Survival?
I mean, if he's doing this, which I didn't expect him to, like, I wasn't expecting any of this. So the fact that he's done this, we could see something like that. It would be very cool if he did that. But
that's the thing. We know that Amblin is very well. They're always involved. It's a
technically he's involved, I guess.
Yeah.
Technically, but whether or not he's proper hands-on, or at least he's been advising or helped write the story or whatever, I'd love to see that. Especially because we're going back to '93 and we're going back to moments after the disaster at the first park. So Spielberg's involvement would be great to see what him. And imagine if David Koepp was also part of that.
It would be cool.
Yeah.
Other than that, with news, Funko Fusion came out in September as well, which has Jurassic World. You can play in it. I've been playing it. It's pretty cool. I didn't expect it to be that fun, because there's a lot of cool Easter eggs. Like there's Lost World references. You can even find John Hammond like in like the old labs and stuff like that. Like there's a cool Easter egg like that. Really cool Easter eggs.
Is that on?
That's on. I think it's on everything realistically. I think it comes out on it comes out on Switch in November, I think.
Cool.
You know what? Also, I noticed that you can shoot dinosaurs with the tranks.
But the tranks, and there's like no blood.
Universal letting us take aim at a dinosaur. Okay,
Well, if you look at the other game, like Jaws, the Jaws part of Funko Fusion, there's blood everywhere. Like blood, all that stuff. The shark is eating people.
Chris Pratt was trying at least to blast the shit out of the Indominus Rex with a shotgun. So
I did like that. It's good shit.
But yeah. So with the Jurassic World game, you could tell that the IP was kind of protected with the darts. There was no blood. But with the other parts of that game, like Jaws, like there was blood, shark eating people, blood everywhere. So it was kind of weird. But yeah, the IP was definitely protected. But they did kick Beta through a door. They like legit drop kicked Beta through a door. So I was like, okay, that's
We're
cool.
saying goodbye to the Jurassic World.
Was it? Was it my cameo? Was I drop kicking Beta?
Oh no, you were just Eden. You were just Eden. But yeah, Caleb's in the game as well. Which
not actually, just a dude with a good-looking ponytail. That's all.
That's close enough to me. It's Caleb. I could see Caleb wearing that same thing. It's confirmed. He was in the game. I don't care. He's canon.
Has there been an update on Evolution 3?
No update. No update with Evolution 3, but as we talking earlier about with the Jurassic World Rebirth teaser trailer, how it'd be cool to start the 10-year anniversary train rolling with if they dropped it in November, because December the Game Awards ceremony is on, and that's a year ago. That's when they announced Jurassic Park Survival, and Jurassic World Evolution 3 or whatever it's going to be called or whatever it's going to be. It's coming out in the financial year of 2025, 2026. And Jurassic World Evolution 1 came out 2 weeks before Fallen Kingdom. So if we get a teaser trailer in November, then we might see something in December, which then might mean that the new Frontier game will come out with the new movie. So
hell yeah. Well, I guess we can wait. Video game news, I think December is the next possible chance, right, of hearing about Survival, as we've discussed before. So, 2025. 2025 next year. That's going to be a crazy year. It's going to be a Jurassic-filled year. We're going to get
full of Jurassic.
We're eating
2024
good.
still delivered some banger Jurassic news, and we still got one big thing. We still got are we sure the trailer's coming out in November, or are they just going to skip it till 3 months before?
It won't be a trailer. It'll be a tease.
God, I hope they tease.
We think
November, December.
Tease. It just makes sense for them to put something maybe with Wicked, or just, as Caleb said, maybe just online.
They teased Fallen Kingdom in December, so it could be a little bit later, but like around that time frame.
So they're probably gonna wait till Super Bowl.
That's for the full trailer.
They teased Fallen Kingdom during a Sunday night football game, which is on NBC, owned by Universal.
Vikings are 4-0.
And the first thing, it was during a commercial break. I don't mean to go on a tangent here, but like it was the Chris Pratt running out of the jungle saying "run." It was that thing. That was the first little Fallen Kingdom tease, and then it was like trailer on Thursday or whatever it was.
But that's right. I remember. Yeah, they'll either follow similar or they'll put it with Wicked. I think it's a good shout. But hey, that's a good place to wrap up. We've had a good discussion today. We've talked a lot. There's probably a lot more that we've missed, and there's a lot more that's going to come out about this movie. But Caleb, you did a good article on Jurassic Outpost, which goes over a lot of the details about the wrap. So check that out. Head to JurassicOutpost.com for more, and obviously on the social feeds. Assis, Jaden, Samantha, Caleb, thank you for joining me today. Any final thoughts?
Come to PAX. Get your Jurassic Outpost stickers next Friday in Melbourne. PAX for Jurassic Outpost meetup. Dinosaurs, interviews, all that jazz. Be there or be square.
The Jurassic World Chaos Theory trailer had Kentrosaurus, Suchomimus, and who else? Majungasaurus. All three of those lived in Africa or in the Africa area, so it's really cool that those are there. That's my final Jurassic thought.
Cool attention to detail for sure. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.